Hey everybody, welcome back. Been doing well in the videos. I gotta be honest though, it's been like 3 or 4 days since I recorded one. I've been playing a lot on the bike. I got like one A17 win. I don't even remember where we're at. We're on A18. I got one A17 win, one A18 win, and like 15 to 20 A18 and A19 losses. So I'm just hoping again that, like, you know, I'm a little bit distracted on the bike, having the opportunity to sit down and think things through, talk things through, maybe gives us a little bit of an edge over me at 6:15 in the morning. Let's take a rare, I mean, this is a given, is the easiest choice of all time. Apotheosis early, and then an early upgrade. There's not a lot of campfires going on, I'll admit. Not a lot of campfires. I mean, 2-cost Apotheosis, it is what it is. 1-cost Apotheosis, incredible, unbelievable, unstoppable. A legendary card, maybe the best card in the game. Now, 2-cost, still really good. That's why they named a Salamanca after it. So I tend to like a Wild Strike. It gets really strong. I think a Pommel is a little more conducive to, like, our long-term plan of not dying. I like the damage that we get from Wild Strike, but I do also like to not necessarily add dead weight to our deck if there's no need to add dead weight to our deck. And we should make up a lot of the damage delta that you normally get early on just by being able to play Apotheosis and have every subsequent attack get better. I'm going to take a flex. I'm not in love with it as a card, but I'm going to take it. It is a bonus. But right now, everything's going fine. I mean, you really can't ask for... I mean this, like, in the literal sense of the word. I don't think you can ask for a better upgrade from your, like, a rare colorless card than Apotheosis. I don't think it gets any better than that. So I got nothing to complain about. We just gotta keep it moving. Let's go Iron Wave. My problem with Perfected Strike is that I feel like when I take Perfected Strike, it's great for like a floor or two. And then later on, I want to remove strikes from my deck to draw my more valuable cards more often. I feel like I can't feel good. Speaking of which, I can't feel good about removing strikes when we have a Perfected Strike that we have a tendency to sort of like build around. So, wait, 12 plus, okay, I can do 29 damage to you. I can do 28 damage to you. 12 plus 18. That's 30 damage. You'll have to forgive me. It's a tough one. I'm going to say we take a Fiend Fire. You don't... Give me 2 random upgrades, and then give me a rest before the campfire. Fiend Fire, and you don't have to play it the first time you draw it if you're going to exhaust some stuff that you'd rather keep in your deck. I do think that we're... Like, this is not the elite that we want to fight right now, but it is what it is. It's the elite we are fighting right now. We're probably going to take a lot of damage and maybe be forced to rest again. Okay. Being able to kill you is good, but I also need to kill this sentry next turn or we're actually at risk of dying. I'm not going to kill you, but I am going to get more than 20 block, which is an outcome that I honestly did not anticipate. Purging 4 dazes means there's only a billion left in my freaking deck, man. That was more than I expected to see when I went in there. Okay, y'all got any of them attacks or blocks in the deck? Okay, next turn you're done. We need to upgrade Apotheosis. Molten Egg is huge. I feel like Feel No Pain just works with a lot of stuff, but in particular it works with Fiend Fire, which makes it very tempting to play with. This would only do 21 damage, but 21 damage is like a pretty good place to leave you to set up a break. I hope. This does 9 and puts you on 35, 37. Okay, we're gonna have to investigate why the math ain't mathin' today. Something's not right in the old cerebellum. I can almost get you. I think I played a little slow here. I'm not thrilled with the amount of damage we're taking, but Ascension, I was going to say Ascension 19 is when things get real, but it's only Ascension 18. Elites have more challenging movesets. We may actually die on this very fight. What a sobering realization. We're not going to die. We are going to be... Well, we still could die. We're not going to die, but we're not in a great spot. I know this... Honestly, I think we have to take a cleave now that I think about it, because otherwise, if we get the 4 gremlins fight, we're guaranteed to lose, instead of just, like, pretty likely to lose. Speaking of which, we're not going to lose on turn 1. But it's going to suck pretty bad. We may lose on this fight. What I was going to say is, am I crazy, or have we had, like, actually no defensive cards this whole time so far? Exhaust 3 cards takes you to 12 block. I didn't even, like, run the numbers on whether that keeps us alive. 15 block. It definitely keeps us alive. I'm not saying, like, one shrug it off is gonna solve all our problems. It's probably a little naive, but a little bit of defense could go a long way right now. We lived, though. We did live. Entrench is just not what you're looking for, man. I think a Seeing Red maybe helps us out. No health potions, really. Reaper, I feel like Reaper is like a false prophet, man. You can't rely on it. Hey, it is upgraded, though. Alright, fine. False prophet or not, I need you. But I was going to say, it feels like a false prophet to me because you need strength in order to have a realistic expectation of getting, like, a certain amount of health back. Otherwise, you're just... I mean, you could heal for, like, 10, maybe. It's not nothing, but it's not... I don't think it's that meaningful. But maybe I'm wrong, man. Maybe I'm right. Maybe this will kickstart the... everything coming to pass. I don't know. I'd probably rather put up some block. Take 3. The question is, after all this, do we need to rest? Heavy Blade is just not good for us. Armaments at least is a block that upgrades. I'm not in love with our deck right now, so if we die, I think that's... I would accept that as the cost of doing business. I really do... I feel like you gotta get one of these out there early, at least. You can't use Fiendfire to get rid of Reaper. I know Reaper would maybe be better if there were more slimes on the map, but I don't know if we can afford to hold Fiendfire and Reaper until that comes to pass, unfortunately. We may still die on this fight, by the way, but we're doing what we can. In a manner of speaking, at least. Okay, next turn would be a great turn for Fiendfire. Could still be a great turn for Fiendfire. It's not going to be a great turn for Fiendfire, but we are going to get to at least hurt you pretty good. Next turn would be a great turn for Fiendfire. It does exist. Dry land is not a myth. I have seen it. We're going to live by a little bit, so that's exciting. In that... No, we want to make sure you die. I was going to say we could play a defend, and... we're not taking much damage anyway, but we gotta find a way to not die against you, and that's gonna be tricky. Drawing that cleave again as soon as possible would certainly help out a lot. Now it wouldn't really be as important as just drawing like 2 attacks of any variety. Well, that was way closer than it might have appeared. It's a very important position. Normally, I mean, corruption is good. Barricade is great. I think that Barricade, Feel No Pain, combined with, like, Fiendfire, gives us a leg up on getting some block. But I will say that there was a part of me that's like, maybe you could just exhume and double Fiendfire in the future and like, not on the same turn, but maybe get something going on there, but I don't know. I really feel like we need the energy, but I just think Mark of Pain is like too... The cost of the mark is too high, so I'm going to take Runic Cube, but... There's problems. Really would have liked, like, Cursed Key or something there, but that's alright. That's alright. We made it. Made it to this point, at least. Let's start here. So I don't know if there is, like, a dream scenario for us. I hate to start with no momentum at all. That's some momentum. We take 1 damage and we get a nice draw. Maybe it's not no momentum. We need this. It would be nice to defend, but with 1 energy left, I mean, we gotta prioritize getting through the fight as well. I guess they just leave at some point, but... Okay, healing for 18. That's no joke, man. We're gonna lose some gold here. There's no way we kill both of you in the same turn. We could easily kill one of you. Thusly. So there is that. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I feel like Act 2 is going to be rough seas. But, given a little bit of time and a little bit of luck, you never know. I do feel like, unfortunately, I want to add an upgraded Perfected Strike, even though I talked about not wanting one. I just feel like we're clearly suffering from, like, a lack of attack damage. So give me a Battle Trance to draw faster. So I'm thinking like the meat and potatoes of a possible win condition. I mean, this is just a very dangerous play. Can I just do something first? Can I at least play Barricade before we get rid of all of our best cards? The idea being like a Feel No Pain. I don't know. I don't know. Don't listen to me. We're trying something a little different today, and I'm not confident, but I've been not confident about a lot of runs that turned out okay. So I'm not saying it's all over yet. I would really just like to play Feel No Pain if possible, because like all these days is getting exhausted would really do a great job of feeding Barricade. I could also, well, in theory, I could have just killed you, but because we're weakened, obviously that's not going to be such a great strategy for us, but not so bad. I think you need a shrug. I do like the idea of metallicized Barricade, but let's take advantage of a longer fight to pop a regen potion too. I don't know. My philosophy on how to play this game changes a lot, but like a big element of it is dependent on what level of ascension we're on. So as we get into the higher level ascensions, I do find myself being like, oh, we haven't played Feel No Pain, son of a gun. I find myself being like, my new strategy is just survive, man. I really don't want to dump Apotheosis. I just don't think we can feel good about that. Like, I was about to exhaust it, but without Feel No Pain, I don't think we can justify it. See red, and then maybe like a flex. A flex would have been a nice, like, value add to that situation, but so be it. Let's do some damage and put up some block. I have to eat crow. The Reaper is actually, like, allowing us to stay in the game substantially better than I thought it would. I thought it was going to be garbage, but if you add up the HP that we've gotten from the Reaper, even without being a strength-focused build, like, we've... I mean, we probably owe it, like, our entire survival rate now. And that's what I'm saying, like, you know, I think it was a few runs ago. I basically thought there was like a 0% chance we could win a run. I think it was like a Searing Blow build, but I had to keep resting, otherwise we for sure would have died, and then we just didn't die. I mean, Dark Embrace is... Why not, man? Give it a chance. So the philosophy of like just stay alive, there's a certain beauty to it, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. So this is not beautiful at all. This is obviously horrendous, but we do have a campfire coming up. Unfortunately, I would say, like, we basically have no choice but to rest. How about draw extra energy from seeing red? That's exactly how that went down. And then, like, play, well, maybe we don't, what, let me think about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So if I play this, you won't even die, but we will generate a lot of block. Probably the better play is you accept like a fairly bad Reaper and then play maybe just the Fiendfire. I know we don't have a barricade, so like this doesn't really build momentum for us long term, but that's the trade-off of being on 3 energy, I suppose. We still have good defense in the system. We have some good attacks in the system, right? It's not just me. I don't think a barricade is going to do much for us, man. I think you got to get in there. We got to start plucking away at this plated armor. Yeah, this is not great. I'm also realizing that I've seen all the cards in the deck, so we're not drawing anything that we've exhausted. That's a given. So how are we ever punching through this? The answer is you accept a turn where you take damage in order to have a turn where you do damage. Mission failed. I think we're locked into dying. Unfortunately. I don't want it to be like that either. I guess I gotta hit you again? Because, like, we need to bring this armor down to a level where we can reasonably do damage to you. Obviously, not dying is also good. But right now, Cleave is the only thing that, like, for 1 energy, gives us any momentum. And it's very, very slow. I think they're calling it the worst Fiendfire that's ever been played. It's really put us in a bit of a tight spot here. But slowly but surely, are you seeing this? Like mathematically, every turn we take off 1 more plated armor, do a little bit of damage. That's gonna do it then. We didn't draw 2 defense. Alright, let's run it back. Something, it just didn't come together at the end of the first floor. It seemed okay, but then, I don't know. There was some misplays. Let's call it like we see it. Okay, early 250 gold is crazy though. But we no longer have the luxury of an early apotheosis. But that's okay. Sometimes, and this might be the highest degree of cope that's ever been uttered, you need damage. Sometimes I feel like I'm better in the runs where I start like as basic as possible. I mean, I think you gotta go Tungsten Rod, man. Like sometimes when I get like a good card from the swap or a great relic from the swap, I tend to fall into what I feel is like a very natural trap for me and maybe other players to fall into, but it's the idea of like I have to structure the entire run around the theme of like whatever that first card is. I really feel like we need growth, and that comes from something like a spot weakness. So... oh, you're very nearly dead, huh? It's okay. Let's try to take 0 if we can. So starting from like a more, I mean, dare I say, kind of like a vanilla run, puts us in a perspective where we're like trying to build up from the same point that we're used to. Ah! It's gonna sting. Probably should have hit you 2 turns ago, to be honest. So I don't know, I just feel like sometimes a little bit more comfortable with that, a little bit more familiar. I also feel like you do a lot better when you upgrade cards instead of fight elites early. Now, it might change based on the conditions you've... sure, why not? The conditions you find yourself in, but... I think it makes a big difference, man. Now, it depends on the relics you get as well, to be honest, but... nobody's attacking on turn 1? Do you hate winning? Is that the problem? Have you decided that you no longer have an interest in winning the game? Guy who's about to be hit for... oh, I was going to say for 4, but for 3 as a result of our beautiful Tungsten Rod. Now, I just don't think Searing Blow has enough runway. We're not going to get more than 2 upgrades on this floor. I don't really want to dedicate like the entire next floor to it. I do like Wild Strike, but it's crazy because we're like a minute into the run, but I'm like, is it a little too late to take it? That might be an insane statement, but I don't know. Just I feel like we take Wild Strike to solve a problem, and the problem is a lack of damage. That problem is also mitigated for us by being able to play Spot Weakness. Now there's a catch. You have to draw Spot Weakness. Well. And you have to draw it on the right turn, but I'm not sweating it. Heavy Blade, we need something that plays off of our strength, and Heavy Blade's a good choice there. Let's make sure the Jawworm goes first. Now this build is, I mean, it's just asking for a Reaper, man. I think this is a great time to pop that. You know, one of the reasons I love Tungsten Rod, apart from the fact that I just think it's good. Let's try to get one relic at least. Is the fact that if we get the Necronomicon Nilri's Codex event, it actually saves us like 5 HP, which is great, man. I think you pass on this one, and maybe we wake you up on the next one. We want to have a turn where Spot Weakness hits. So we hit you with something like that, and maybe like on turn 4, a Spot Weakness can drop. But I am going to try to stop the bleeding a little bit here, because otherwise I think we're going to... I mean, it's going to hurt a lot. There's no bleeding to be stopped. Now we're going to draw... we're going to have the worst draw I've ever seen in my life, and we're probably dead as a result of that, to be honest with you. It's a very... It's a cruel world we live in, guys. It's a cruel world we live in, and that is not helping. Well, we get to start with, like, the most vanilla run of all time. The first 3 enemies we face have 1 HP each. And you already know, I like, if possible, to get a free elite out of that. Everything I said about not fighting elites early goes out the window now. I want to take an attack. I want to take an attack. Okay, we can afford to lose HP. We do have a shop. We can afford to lose HP because we get free fights basically against enemies. Now our deck is like way too curse heavy. If I buy this, I don't have enough to remove it. We have to remove a curse. We're still gonna have a free one after this. I mean, we leveraged the tools that we had. We haven't fully dealt with the cost of them yet. I'll take an Iron Wave. I don't mind Combust either, but... And I guess... Probably more than anything else, we'd like Seeing Red to for sure be upgraded. Now, you're going to be free as well. So I think this, at the very least, has purged off the damage we took to get, like, Juzu Bracelet. I mean, brother. They're really tempting me with these Searing Blows, but I just don't think... I mean, it's crazy to say it, again, given that it's so early, but I just feel like you need it, like... For me to feel excited about it, I need it before the first campfire. Not the right play there, that's my bad. There was no need for all that. Infernal Blade, we're really rooting for here. Anger. Get there regardless. Regal Pillow. Hemokinesis. Now I'm very excited. I will trade some HP for 2 upgraded defense. It burns me deep in my soul that was the trade, but you know, you never know. Hey, that's 2 defense we don't have to upgrade. Maybe. This feels good. It feels more aggressive. I'll take a second Infernal Blade, man. I don't care. I'm crazy like that. And look at that, Maw Bank. So I'm actually going to skip... I was totally going to go to the Merchant, but with Maw Bank, I think we need to plan for a late second floor shop instead. That way, like, this reasonably could give us, like, 200 gold. And maybe contribute to getting an extra relic later. So I think it's worth the price, in my opinion. Now it means we can't remove regret for a while, but you know what we need? We need rupture. Every time you lose HP from a card, gain some strength, and then we're turning our weaknesses into strengths, man. Now this is like it's been the smoothest first floor we've had in a little while. I'm very grateful for that. But we need to acknowledge that in order to keep this momentum going, second floor can sometimes be a little scary. Second floor can sometimes, it comes at you fast. You know, you on the first floor, you were having a great time just playing attacks. Oh, the enemies can't even harm me before I hurt them and kill them. Once you get to the second floor, things become a little bit, you know, be careful who you called ugly in middle school. Once you're staring down the barrel of 3 birds hitting you for 12 damage each, it's a bit of a different story. Let's just put it that way. So I like all of these cards. Feed is too late, in my opinion, and the reward for it is not that great. Offering is just an amazing card, front to back. Reaper is an incredible card if we get some strength gain. I'm going to take Reaper, and I'm going to take Snecko Eye. And you're not going to believe me. Part of the reason I didn't want to take Offering is because, like, 3 times this morning, I took Offering and then got Snecko Eye right after, and was like, why did I take this card? So maybe I was informed by my play this morning. Okay, we want that shop, I think. Now, we're maybe taking a risky path as a result of this, but it is what it is. We only have 3 energy. How much do you block for? You're not upgraded, so nothing. That was just a bad draw with Snecko Eye. I'm so happy to have Lizard Tail, though. This is also a bad draw with Snecko Eye. I'm starting to believe somebody out there has vendetta against me right now. This is a shocking series of draws. Like, no cards cheaper than expected. Now all of a sudden, now I seem like I'm whining, because we got a beautiful draw on this one. But honestly, I mean, I don't know why I played that now that I think about it. I need to make sure you die. You didn't need to play Hemokinesis. With no strength gain, I think it's a pass. I don't want the apparitions. I don't want to lose all my gold. Just draw some good 1-cost cards, or 0-cost cards, of course, is even better. Well, I do feel like this is also going to suck. If we can only play 1 attack, I'd rather Infernal Blade and hope that we get something good out of it. And that's pretty good. I hate to have the decks down, but... So if I was to do... It's shocking, the draws that we're getting here, man. If I was to do an appraisal of why things are going bad for us, I would not be the kind of guy who would immediately jump to blame bad draws with Snecko Eye, okay? One. We heal for 1. What I would say is part of the issue here is that we have, just quite frankly, not enough good cards in the deck. So we're drawing our bad cards, and then I'm going like, where are my good cards? Well, that's the thing, brother. They don't exist. Well, come on. Not like this, though. I can't even play my Hemokinesis? I'm gonna die? I'm gonna die? I thought we were cruising. I thought we were... This stings, man. This is a terrible disaster. I guess picking Snecko Eye with not a whole lot of like high-value 2-cost cards is dangerous. Hey, you know what the other problem is? It should be up here, man. Okay. How about a random rare? Impervious. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful, beautiful card. And you know what? I'm chilling. I'm listening to Bill Weathers' Lovely Day on repeat in my head, and I am... I'm not concerned with the baggage of having come into this with 3 losses in 29 minutes. I am instead unburdened. I'm ready to start over. And I mean, the earliest Searing Blow that you could possibly get. Now, Searing Blow is not necessarily like a guaranteed win, But at least it gives me a theme to structure the run around, and perhaps most importantly for a thin-skinned influencer such as myself, something to blame if everything goes wrong. Let's take a cleave just in case. And then upgrade a card. Thank you so much. You shouldn't have. You're too kind. And then how about upgrade 2 cards and lose some HP? That would have been too much. I understand now that I was asking for too much. 16 damage. Take you to 20. We're drawing 3 strikes on the next turn. I think we play the Searing Blow. I forget how much block you generate. Too much. Because I was hoping that I could play 3 strikes and maybe like a Liquid Memories, but on it, like taking the hit there is not, it's not the end of the world this early. Anger Flex Thunderclap. I'm a skipper on those. Call me Gilligan's best friend the way I be skipping those. Now I won't be skipping that. Do not call me Gilligan's best friend, the way I will not be skipping that. I don't know if you're familiar with Gilligan's Island. It aired like, conservatively I'm going to say like 15 to 20 years before I was born. Although the flow of time is a little distorted because I wasn't alive then. Dual wielding a Searing Blow seems like a very interesting play as well. But of course it sucks up the upgrade. How about more upgrades? So what I was going to say is you might not be familiar with Gilligan's Island. I was only familiar with it because I spent a lot of time with my grandparents watching Nick at Night. And Gilligan's Island was like in the perfect era to then be on Nick at Night later. I don't even think I want to use dual wield. So it might have slipped out of cultural relevancy. Let's put it that way. In fact, it would surprise me a lot if it hadn't. It's been replaced by I would say maybe even outcompeted by some shows that were maybe a little bit better about being lost on a deserted island. Lost is a good one, for example. I don't mind a second Impervious, man. Survivor, I guess, kind of ate its lunch, although it's got a little bit less comedy. Although Roxroy on season 40 or 41 was a humorous individual for sure. Now doubling up on Cleave. That's what I mean. You don't stress the HP early if you can get a situation like that. Now, honestly, Headbutt to bring back a Searing Blow is nice. I kind of recognize that a power through, it's nice. Like, our offense is kind of, I don't want to say sorted, but we know what our plan is for offense because of Searing Blow. Oh, if it just hits Searing Blow, you piece. And I'll be very risky here upgrading it instead of resting, but what I was going to say is that defensively, we don't really know what we're cooking up yet. So having more options to generate... I don't want to split you, so I can't play it. Having more options to generate defense might serve us well, but... honestly, I think you're in a okay position. I thought about just killing you, but if we could save the Liquid Memories, some of the hallway fights on floor 2... obviously are like, I probably play a slime, are obviously like really bad, so to be in a position to not have to use the potion is even better. Okay, that was beautiful. That was a textbook first floor. I couldn't ask for more. They're really gonna make me play Corruption, and I'm gonna do it this time. I'm gonna do it because I want to play my defensive cards for free, so that I can also play Searing Blow on the same turn. I want Dual Wield to be exhausted from my deck the first time I play it, so that I can draw Searing Blow more often. I think it's right, man. And it's Cursed Key. We need the energy to play Corruption and Searing Blow on the same turn. Now, it's not locked, but I feel like we're thinking clearer than we've thought recently. The absolutely decroded floor for campfires, but whatever. Can't always get what you want, buddy. Here's a crazy play. They're all attacking turn 1. I can't go for that. No can do. Now, hang on here. I think now we really do want to not take damage, so let's bring back a Searing Blow. And then probably bring back a Searing Blow again. And we're still taking 15 damage, but like I think it's as good as it could have gone there. Really, none of them chose to like improve themselves in the first 2 turns. They just went for like raw damage. It might serve me well long term. Early on, it's kind of ticking me off, but might actually benefit my ability to not take damage as the fight goes longer and longer. Oh, 5 energy! Thank you so much. I don't really feel like... I mean, armament's Searing Blow, but we're going to exhaust our armaments most of the times we play them. I'm going to stick to our plan of only adding attacks that help us with Searing Blow, or like are too good to pass up in their own right. Because right now, like, everything is kind of... I really think we've got a great build for hallway fights. Definitely should have doubled up on Bash there. There's no question. I think we have a really good build for hallway fights. Now, I went from great to really good as a result of, you know, the evidence we just saw taking a bunch of damage here, but still. I do feel like there's a case to be made for Body Slam given corruption, but then Body Slam will be like a lot worse afterwards. I think I could do with the Ghostly Armor. We don't really need like high strength necessarily, because we're doing most of our damage with Searing Blow. And I may come to regret that in like a big way. I should have played the other defender. I didn't think about the frailty there. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. And that's all it is. How about a good Searing... 2 Searing Blows, even better. I was like, why didn't I draw my second one? It's because you don't have one. You created one with a dual wield. Now, do we want a Whirlwind? I think we do all right on hallway fights without it. I don't think we want a Carnage, man, because these are cards that I want to upgrade. We need this. And I really, obviously did not want it to be Enchiridion. But I'll rest. I think it was worth the risk. I recognize we'll forever be one upgrade down on Searing Blow as a result of that, but if it had given us the Necronomicon, we would have had possibly like a... By the end of this, and it's a little forward thinking, I'll admit, but by the end of this, we could have had like a 2-cost, 150 damage card. And that's not even close to being like beyond the edge of reason on that one. So, and the Enchiridion, I mean, it's nice, man. If we draw dual wield on the same turn that you draw Enchiridion, then all of a sudden you got like 2 0-cost powers. Now they might not be incredible. Lucky us, man. But I can justify my decision-making process there for sure. Now, double brutality, not not exactly something I'm super thrilled about, but it is I mean, brutality's got to be good, man. It's a rare. There's 63 damage. I don't know if this will kill you if I dual wield. It wouldn't have. So I'm glad I didn't dual wield. I'm happy to take 6 damage to not have to deal with the vulnerability you would otherwise give me. Bring back Searing Blow. Okay, beautiful. This is actually like the calmest run out of the 3 today. We don't really have good strength gain. Sure, maybe Enchiridion could give us good strength gain. That's an interesting idea there. Double Campfire on the left. Okay. A free corruption. Okay. Interesting. I'm happy to have it. I'm happy it was free. You know what would hit the spot? And it hits the spot in a lot of situations, so you're not going to be surprised. But like a barricade would go crazy here. Also, of course, it probably goes without saying that like a dead branch would be fantastic. But I just, my daughter's really into the Trolls universe right now. I just can't bring myself to say the words dead branch because he's like one of the main characters. He's played by Justin Timberlake. And I know what you're going to say. This is going to ruin the tour. Which tour? The world tour? She's 4 years old, okay? Try to, like, you got to tailor the joke to the audience, okay? Now, she's not going to see this video for quite some time, but still. It's the principle of the thing. I'm going to take that upgraded Iron Wave. Mostly because I just took a hit. So I feel like we're... maybe, like, if you were to perform a study on, like, does NL's decision-making process change based on the fight that he just had? I think the answer is undoubtedly yes. Now, the further question that I would have is that necessarily a bad thing? And I don't think the answer is necessarily yes. I think that, you know, maybe some fights reveal to you holes in your deck where you otherwise wouldn't have noticed them. But sometimes it's like, you know, you're always fighting the last battle, I suppose. It's a nice one. It's a nice one. Surprised we're not taking any damage, but next turn's probably gonna suck. Next turn is gonna suck. We're gonna live. They really don't want me to upgrade that Searing Blow. And I'm going to do it. Because I feel like if we don't upgrade it, I feel like we're committing to a loss. Now, free barricade is crazy. Like, this is the energy I need, man. Like, a barricade added to the deck, plus, like, a Snecko Eye or an Entrench or something like that. And, of course, like, it's nice to have a Body Slam. So that, like, if you get your combo going, it doesn't take you 20 minutes for the run to come to pass. For you to get to lethal, I guess, is a better way to describe it. But the order was all messed up there. I don't want to talk about it. About nothing, Scott. Now here on 20 life with the boss ahead, we gotta rest. Please, Berserk. I'm gonna play it. I'm just gonna preemptively pop this this plated armor out there because I feel like this is gonna be a little spicy. And I mean, playing Corruption early, I'm remembering now, is kind of like, I mean, it's a very bold play, let's put it that way. Alright, so things just got very real. We almost blocked it all. Having a lot of Iron Waves in the deck is gonna help, man. It's not gonna make it a guarantee. In fact, I don't think it gives us a good chance at all. I really do feel like, knowing what I know about the boss's attack patterns, like, we got some serious problems coming our way. But it's the best run of the day. And he's not wrong about that one. I don't know, man, because we really need to draw, like, Impervious next turn. And well, maybe we don't. And we did anyway. I was going to say we already drew it, so there's no way we draw it. But it shows what I know. I'm not going to play it to block 0 damage, that's for sure. How about draw it again? No, you're going to summon more enemies? This is just like, it's a game to you. I understand. I can't be mad. But, like, I can barely deal with the enemies you're sending out, and now, like, you're going to send out more. I need a cleave to deal with the enemies. You're doing 30, so we blocked enough. You probably don't need me to tell you what the... Oh my god, you're summoning more? I guess, like, how am I gonna kill you, though? It's like, you gotta go. I mean... I have to... We have one more Impervious left. I guess the dream is, like... Because this is just not working. The dream is you go all in on the boss, play Impervious next turn, and then just draw Searing Blow fast enough to not die. So you're doing 40, you're doing 43, and I have 46. I really feel like the only way we stand a chance is to go in like that. And even if we don't draw Searing Blow, we probably have you close enough to die. I really thought like there was no way we were making it through that, given we fell behind the tempo so early. It's Juggernaut. And it's Snecko Eye. Right? We have a lot of... Yeah, okay, it's Snecko Eye for sure. There's a chance, man. There's a chance. It would be... Like, obviously, I'd love to hit the shop. And then it's like... Maybe you ignore that shop. You take this to here. Go there. This shop's important. I'd love to hit, like, more campfires on the way up, but it's hard. Where's my Snecko Eye, man? Where's my Snecko Eye has manifested itself as nothing? Is that the joke? Okay, corruption. Dual wield. I can't believe I'm going to do this, but sure, dual wield of brutality, because at least it gives us pace. I will never turn my back on Snecko Eye. I've done it once, and I regret it still to this day, okay? But I do need to see a few more fortuitous turns out of it. I guess part of the problem is that our skills already cost 0, so they might be making them cost less, but we're not really seeing it. I think adding more blocking skills makes sense. Adding more skills of any repute makes sense. Whenever a card's exhausted, draw a card. Okay, I see what we're doing here then. I mean, maybe we are, you know, coming to terms with the fact that we are going to have to embrace this dead branch. We have a blood potion. I mean, it's only Ascension 19. Now, that's like, I'm not trying to be ridiculous. But what I mean by it only being Ascension 19... Huge. Is, Hang on, this is... everything's changing every second here. It says only Ascension 19, which means mercifully we don't have to fight 2 bosses. No matter what. So, like, our barrier for victory is just, like, a little lower than it otherwise would be. Hi, Tomo. I would be happy to add a shockwave now that we have Snecko Eye. Hi, buddy. Don't worry about Tomo. He's chill. Well, it's going to exhaust anyway. I guess it doesn't really matter. You'd love to see... an impervious, and that's not gonna happen. But I will say Snecko Eye has been a little bit more on the ball with helping us out, which I'm greatly appreciative of. Now this is where you get into some good positioning here. That does a lot of damage. I don't really feel like taking damage. I feel like we're gonna kill you next turn, so I don't mind sending out a little extra. We really, like... It's apparent that a barricade would give us a chance to put the boss in the dirt, I think. Flame barrier is very nice, too. Now, I think we're in a tenuous position, so this wheel could be, like, make or break. That's more of a make! I can't be upset about that. 841 gold is kind of insane. I am willing to, like, dual wheel... Are you okay, buddy? What's up? I'm willing to send this down Main Street. I think this is a perfect opportunity for a Distilled Chaos as well. You're still doing 24 damage. You're doing 17 damage. You're taking 10, though, at the end. Okay. I mean, we're going to lose HP here, but... it's the cost of doing business. We could play a Shrug. The thing is, like, if I could avoid it, I'd rather not have to play an Impervious. We probably could have played less strikes, too, but... An Impervious is like a one-stop shop for solving a lot of our problems. So anytime we get the chance, I'm going to be very excited. And our game plan is, like, completely changed from play Searing Blow as often as possible to, like, just play your cheap cards. Which is great. Dude, we don't even have to play Impervious on this turn. A Shuriken would go crazy, too. I know this guy doesn't give us any... relics, but you know, I'm just saying it's like the thought that counts or whatever. So we may or may not need to play Impervious. Obviously, if we don't need to play it, I'd rather not, but we certainly do need to. Look at us. Who would have thought, man? 46 HP, we go to 52. We're in pretty good, like, blood potion range, but I don't want to use it unless we have to. Okay, we want this campfire because we want the shop. 855 gold, you have to go to the shop. I don't know about Berserk, though. Berserk's got me feeling a certain sort of way here. It's not a great position. I feel like... It's like whenever you have the chance to not take a lot of damage against this guy, you have to accept that chance. I really want to play Juggernaut. Any chance you're gonna... I can't even punch through your armor, man. I really, really want to play Juggernaut. So I'm going to... But I'm very disappointed to be doing so. You know, I mean, we could Shockwave, or we could do that. And then, I'm content. That's 22 less damage, man. Maybe not my typical use for a fire potion, but... And similarly, I mean, anytime we get the chance to take a very small amount of damage against you, I'm gonna take it. And we're really... I gotta try it. Okay, we could live with that. We could play Berserk, but energy shouldn't really be like a huge problem for us. Now this sucks. Shockwave, very helpful. Dual wielding a Searing Blow can only serve us well in the long term. At some point we're gonna play attacks. We're just like, you know, I'm enjoying what I got right now, okay? How about a strike? 30 damage. How about you get hit by this then? 18 damage. 18 damage I can live with. This is, I mean, this is... I don't want to say it's the game right here, but there's an element of me that feels like it could be, for sure. I think we did just fine. Now, Snecko Oil, maybe not the most productive reward. So... we get a chance to upgrade Searing Blow, I think, at least. And then 867 gold. Secret Weapon seems like necessary. No longer being weakened seems very nice. And then, like, removing a curse. Which, if I'm being honest, I don't even remember how it got in the deck. Oh, but that's how it got in the deck. That makes perfect sense. Oh, hello! Another shop you shouldn't have. I'd like to remove the curse. Can't guarantee violence will be cheap. So, let's remove the curse. And honestly, give me like a colorless potion or something. Something that maybe we can use on an enemy to have more HP moving forward. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a good answer for you. But I feel like that was actually pretty good. Shockwave's nice. I'll even just dual wield an Iron Wave, man. So what is the meat and potatoes of like how we're gonna make this run happen? We need to play Searing Blow as quickly as possible, as many times as possible. So here's practice. Secret Weapon, Headbutt. Headbutt, Searing Blow. Shrug, Searing Blow. I don't show me the price tag. I don't care if I go blind. I don't need to see the price tag anyway. There we go. See, that was solid. Another Shockwave. Very good for Donodeka, clearing those artifacts. Secret Weapon not exhausting. I don't expect this fight to be too long. One way or the other, it's gonna be over with pretty quick. I just can't. I'm sorry. I think Blind is a good card. I just can't take it with Snecko Eye. Otherwise, it would be a great card for this situation. This is kind of awesome, though. Like, Secret Weapon, I already have Searing Blow in my hand. Okay, take a strike so that you don't draw it next time. Play your powers. Searing Blow does 61 damage. I really wanted to play Ghostly Armor, but to, like, kill one of you forever is better. I guess maybe I should have killed one of you, kept you alive, and then Ghostly Armor would have actually had something to do, but I still think this is very good. You're doing a lot of damage. Some might say too much. How about a Searing Blow? How about a Headbutt to bring back a Searing Blow? Beautiful. So I really do think... I'm starting to believe that we have a chance on this one. And the way that the chance comes to pass is Corruption being cheap at the start, making it possible for us to defend a lot on those critical first few turns, and then really get the Searing Blow engine going. Like Searing Blow, Headbutt, Searing Blow, I don't know, wait till the reshuffle, Secret Weapon, Searing Blow, Headbutt, like just keep it going. But I wouldn't say it necessarily hinges on Corruption not costing 3, but it would be really nice if it... Okay, it costs low, which I appreciate. We're probably going to gain energy. I think yeah, because this turn, we have to think. We have to dual wield Juggernaut and play Corruption, and then just play 1 Impervious. I think I would be content. Honestly, I'll send a blind around, man, just to speed it up here. And sure, get a Combust going out there, but don't play your other skills unnecessarily. And just I'm kind of hoping that Combust isn't going to be what kills us, but it would disappoint me obviously if it was. So we want to get to 30 block. That's 30 block, and we can just sort of chill. Obviously, we haven't drawn our attack cards yet, so that's a bummer. That's more helpful. Let's get a Secret Weapon Headbutt, so we can play Searing Blow, Headbutt, bring back Searing Blow. You might be dead next turn. I would go a step further. You will be dead next turn. I don't know if we need luck. That might not be the way I would describe it, but we might need a little bit of help in order to make sure that we're still coming out smelling like a rose on this one. Because you are still gonna hurt. And like one really, really bad turn could ruin our life. This is not bad enough to ruin our life, but it is bad enough to make me, question what I've done to deserve it. But we have 2 turns, basically, before we die. And it's over for you because we drew the dual wield, which, for a long time on this run, I was like, why would I ever even add it to the deck? But we got there, and that was a marathon. It was an hour long. That would be a pretty fast marathon, to be fair. But there we go. Some confidence restored. Hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!